everyone. Now it is we are going to have a new topic today. In our last session we had studied about, tried to know about the importance of physics in the homeopathic potency. Today I am going to have an insight into the importance of biophysics for homeopathy. See, the biophysics is an emerging subject which is basically related to the understanding about the life, the physics that is involved in our life. As our body is a complex, life is a complex situation, it must have some governing principle that we as a homeopath, we have understood it. So now the science is also venturing to know more about the physics, that is the function, the system, the law, the governing pattern that has to be followed by the individual, that is there are in the individual. And if we know these things, these phenomena, it will be useful for making our life very simple and to maintain longevity and also to have a very good health. Understanding is much better, that it makes you to adopt or apply any of the principles based on the nature's law or on the law governed by the people. You can understand the things. So today's topic is biophysics for homeopathy. Friends, the biochemistry and the biophysics are the nodes required for life. They conspire collectively, biophysics and biochemistry, to generate the real unit of life that is called the organism. So our life is the united aspect of biochemistry and the biophysics, the intermediate level. The chords and tempos has to do with how the biochemistry and biophysics are organized. So what is the balance? What is the balance between the biochemistry and the biophysics? This is important understanding that we serve, and played out in a space and time to produce a creature who grow and divide and divide. So what happens? We grow, we divide and we multiply. This is the aspect of the human life and our way of the life. Friends, with these introductions, with these small quotes, I will try to go into the more insight into it. Friends, what is biophysics? It is a crossroad where all the interesting science inserts. It is a place where we are whatever we want to know about the universe, whatever we want to about anything that is, it related to our life only. So it is the physics that related to our how the life. See, we are completely different. This bio means the life. It is completely different than any other aspects of the human understanding. We try to separate ourselves, and with the rest of the universal pattern, the life and the rest of part are called not life. So life, living and non-living. This is the two basic classifications that we have carried in our mind. And when we talk about the living, we have to see it is completely different than, it has got auto functions. It has got something which is dynamically functioning within us. Then biophysics is the field that applies the theories and method of physics to understand how biological system works. So you must be understanding, when we talk about the physics, we have studied physics for our basic subjects in our early childhood, and then we have also studied about the chemistry. But when we think about the bio, it is the applied physics to the biology. That means applied aspects to physics applied to the bio. Biophysics has been a critical to understanding the mechanics of how parts or cell move and functions, and how our body are functioning. So this is very important aspects that we have for us. This is a complex system, and life is a complex system, our body is a complex system, everything is complexity. And to know that and to explore or investigate into the complexity, what you have to do, you have to go by the govern. You cannot keep on going into the every minute details, everything. You cannot live or understand by counting, but you can understand better when we know what law is prevailing there. Biophysics is the bridging science. It bridges what between the it is like a bridge which connects the life with the physics. Also has been critical to understand biomechanics and applying this information to the design of better prosthetic limbs and better nanomaterials for the drug delivery. So nowadays it is becoming very much common in the medical science, and everywhere it is being tried, so that and on the basis of everywhere it is being applied, and starting from the nanomaterials to the prosthetic limbs or whatever technology that is being followed in the medical science, they are dependent on the bioengineering, and this bioengineering comes with the biophysics. Friends, universal physical law versus the human life's physics. See, universal physics is there, and our life is also governed by a physics. Biophysics and medical applications. Biophysics has been essential to the development of many life-saving treatments and devices, including kidney dialysis, radiation therapy, cardiac defibrillations, pacemakers, and artificial heart. All these aspects are because we understood about the physics that is going on within our life. Biophysics is strongly related to the homeopathic concepts. When we think in our perspective, it is very much, I say that homeopathy has understood the biophysics much earlier than any other medical system of the medicines. Homeopathy has its root in the energy-focused science of biophysics. Energy, they always talk about the energy, and we have already understood about the energy. The latter science, allopathic and other systems, they are trying to understand and trying to incorporate the understanding about the energy, whereas Dr. Henneman had already introduced the topic of the energy right from the inceptions of the homeopathy. It adopts a more holistic perspective and encourages that all variables in each person's experience of the disease are considered. Friends, homeopathy as a biophysics applied aspects, symptoms cannot be viewed in isolations. When we talk about the symptoms, it gives us an understanding about the totality of the symptoms also. Symptoms never comes alone. They are in the group, and this grouping is the applied aspects of the physics, because in the physics everything happens, not single law is working, not the law of the gravitational alone is working, not the law of motion is alone working. They all are working in a combinations. Homeopathy is built on the philosophy that body has an innate ability to heal itself and should be allowed to do so. We cannot try to interfere into the body healing process. And with the homeopathic medicines, we are not interfering the inner healing process, rather we are trying to give a support. Our homeopathic medicines is not interfering into the healing process of the individual life. It is only trying to give a support from the outside. It is not interfering in the part. So we cannot say that it is a intervention. Homeopathy is not an interventional medicine. It is a supportive medicine for the practice of medicines. So criticism about the homeopathy are on the two major fronts. The paucity of statistically acceptable studies. This is very important for us. We have developed in our scientific approach. We have the very sound philosophical background. We have got the very sound scientific understanding about the subject. But what is lacking? What is not there? The only thing that is not there is the statistically acceptable studies and that called the evidences. Then lack of mechanism that can be cast in terms to know the principle of the science. We have not tried to explain in the modern technology, with the modern terminology, with the modern science. To remain updated with the modern science is very important. And whereas we have not tried to compare the functioning of the vital principle, functioning of the miasmatic principles, and functioning of the medicines, how the medicines is working, we have never, very little and late developments are coming, or we can say it is very slow in process. So it is the basic for every individual homeopathic practitioner, besides their practice. And practice is not the matter that where you sit in the clinic, you heal the patient. You have to contribute to the homeopathy simultaneously. So only paradigm in modern medicines for the action of pharmaceuticals is the biochemical. What we see, the modern medicines system and rest of the medical systems, they have the pharmaceuticals action based on the biochemical. Whereas homeopathic medicines, which are chemically pure water, be physiologically active. There is no chemistry in homeopathy, not the homeopathic medicine. It is simply like a pure water. So it is physiologically active. And why it is physiologically active? Because of the physical. It is against the law of the mass action. It is in pro-energetic actions. Homeopathic medicines cannot be understood in biochemical terms. If you try to understand, you try to explain the homeopathic medicines in biochemical term, it is not possible, because you are not you will not be able to define or find out the molecules or the atom or the chemical structure here. Homeopathic mechanism leads to a broader field of study as energy medicines. So homeopathy can be broadly defined as a system of medical practice based on the concept that in addition to a well-known biochemical aspect of living organism, there are energetic aspects in the sense that energy field of a physically. So human life, it has got the two perspectives, biochemical aspects of living organism plus biophysical aspects of the living organism. So we have the biochemistry and we have the biology. And biochemic is managed by the biophysics. So biophysics is more important and prior, and it has got more weightage than the biochemistry, because chemistry is being governed and it has to follow the law of the physics. All functioning and reaction, chemical reaction, they takes place following the law of the physics. So subtle energy sense that subtle in sense that the amount of energy transferred between system extremely small gives the magnitude to the response to it. It is the minimum amount of the energy when transferred to a system that gives some magnitude. So homeopathic medicines as a subtle energy contained in the chemical are extracted to acquire subtle energy pattern. So this subtle energy is the sense, it is similar to the subtle energy sense of the that you can apply it in the homeopathic medicines. Philosophy. Now you see the Stuart Close. I recommend all sincere homeopaths to have a basic insight into the writing of Dr. Stuart Close. His very small writing, Genius of Homeopathy, which is, I say that it is the fundamental base for understanding the physics involved in homeopathy system. So these are the following bases where Dr. Stuart Close has tried to explain the philosophy of homeopathy rests upon the following general interpretation of system of nature which science universally recognizes as fundamental. The law and way of nature are uniform and harmonious. This is the first law. Effects follow cause in unbroken succession. To every action there is equal and opposite actions, and action and reactions are ceaseless, equivalent and reciprocal. So these basic concepts are very important for us. Then again, motion is ceaseless and transformation continuous. Motion never stops, it keeps on going on, and transformation is a continuous process. Matter is indestructible, you cannot destruct the matter, and infinitely divisible. So this is not the law it is the law of the nature, it is the law of the physics. Force is persistent and indestructible. You cannot destruct the force. The quantity of action necessary to effect any change in nature is the least possible. So see how our master Stuart Close has experienced the philosophy of the science and tried to explain. This was the explanation. He had tried to give the explanation based on all these laws. The aim of all science is to set up place of the contingent that which law makes necessary and to refer every particular to its universal. We must gain space in the time but living space. These two predicts connect science with the things. We must hold fast intellectually to the useful things which the past has produced. Now, principles in homeopathy, we have the basic principle of law of similars, we have the basic principle of minimum medicines, then law of miasma is there, and vital principle concept is there, and we have a definitive administration of the medicine process. In homeopathy, we strive not only to separate the contingency from the events, to determine the causal section for what has taken place, but also to become master of that contingency which makes our judgment uncertain. This is the art of the observation. The contingency of our judgment of the facts arrived at experimentally by process of analysis must be removed synthetically by connecting the law of nature with the facts so that we may be able to show their interdependence and act accordingly. Now, I'm giving you some of the insight into the how this applied aspects of the biophysics we can experience in our system. Applied biophysics, man in health. What we say, man in health, a balanced state of life with the harmony. Then there is an equilibrium between the internal state of the life in the gravitational state of the universe. We are stable where? In the gravitational state of the universe. And then harmonious functioning of all organs in motion with no sensation about them. Everything is working, every part of the body is moving. But do you experience the digestion is going on, heart is beating, liver is functioning, kidney is functioning? No. We don't have the sensation for that. So this is the unique biophysics involved in the man when we are in healthy conditions. And then we are represented, this man in the health is represented by his constitutions, Samvidhan, or you say the law governing the life. Then uniform functioning all over the body. General modalities and sensations are there. Then particular characteristics, behavior are there. Most distinct presentations. All they constitutes the healthy conditions for the man. These are the strengths of a living organ, our human beings. Constitutions, uniformity, general modality and sensation, and particular characteristics, they constitute the healthy totality of the life. And then strength of the life to maintain balance due to natural constitutional pattern. Helps in maintaining the status of the life. Distinctive feature reflects the governing principle law of nature of the individual. So these are basic, and when all these things we say that we are in health. Now coming about the disease. What is disease? It is an external energy influence. Influence of the external energy pattern on the life principle, the basic life principle. A disturbed balanced state of life with disharmony and disturbed equilibrium is called the disease. Now we can divide, understand that in the term of the physics, we can say the disease is nothing but the disturbed equilibrium within our dynamic pattern. Applied biophysics said, then diseased state is like a shared life. It is not, when we are in disease, we are not alone. Something has entered into your life, so it is a shared life. Symptoms related to healthy states of life and symptoms related to the disease state of life. There are symptoms belongs to the two categories. One group representing the healthy state and other group representing the disease state. So there are two sets of symptoms in our life when we are diseased. And disease symptoms along with the healthy life represents the symptoms. So totality, what is the totality? The totality includes the two sets of the symptoms, the disease state and the healthy states. Then disease state, patient remains alive due to the strength of constitutional symptoms. Why we remain, even why we are not, we have not given up? Only because we have the strength and we can fight, we can survive because of the healthy symptoms, that is constitutional symptoms, that on the basis of constitutional symptoms. And disease state has the two representations of both health and the disease. So we have the health and the disease also. Then aggravations and ameliorations occur in the disease condition. Why aggravations and why ameliorations? Because a fight is going on inside due to the vital principle trying to expel the disease, or due to conflict state prevailing between the health and the disease, or acuteness reflects the reaction of the vital principle against the disease principle, and chronicity reflects a compromised state. Very important to understand about the chronicity. What is chronicity? We have somehow given up. The life has somehow given up and surrendered to the disease state. So that is called the compromised state. So this is the state of the man during the disease. Then what about the medicines? Energy extracted from the material. What is our medicines? It is energy taken out from by potentizations. We have taken out the energy from the material substance. And homeopathic medicines act on the vital plane. It is not acting on your body. Never think that it will act on your mind, on your body. Don't try to see. You see where it is acting. So when you know and understand that, you will be able to follow up the cure, the law of the cure will be there. Then vital principle get revitalized, and revitalized vital principle restore the health. I have already told you that we are not, medicines is not taking part, it is only supporting from the external part, so that vital principle get revitalized and can restore itself to the health conditions. So survival and determinations of the life. We survive because of the adaptability, because of our existence for the existence, and raised immunity against all odds of the nature. If you understand like this, we have, and this is the law of the nature. This is we survive because we cooperate with the universe. We follow the biological law. We follow the biophysics law. We follow the biochemistry law. If we understand that, we can have a dietary regulations. We can have a dietary our lifestyles designed on the basis of these phenomena. You can understand this. So this is a struggle for existence. These are the basic concepts, very primitive concepts given for the survival aspects. And raised immunity power, with adaptability and struggle is the aspect of the immunity against all. It is not. The words are new, but the things are old. So physics of life has to flow follow the nature's life. We must understand that physics is not the life which is against the physics, which is against the nature's law, is definitely not going to survive or remain healthy forever. Physics represents the law of the nature. Both health and disease depends on the law. So friends, understanding the physics, I say, if you have the time, keep some time to read the homeopathic philosophy, read the biophysics, and try to interconnect and translate or coordinate how you can do that, so that you can get a better confidence in your practice also, and you will be able to explain homeopathy in a very proper way, in a very scientific way, in the present, which is required for the today. So law of similia is the law of the nature. Cure follow definitive process. We have a well-defined process of the cure narrated by our master, starting from Dr. Henneman, and then to Dr. Henneman, and then to Hering's law, and then we have the Kent's 12 observations. What are these? They give you the law, they define you the process, and cure is governed by the law. So cure needs similarity at every level, where the symptoms, mind, physical, and the vital principle. It is not that the symptom similarity. We have to be similar with the mind, we have the physical things, and we have the vital principles also. This is the aspect of the cure. So energy medicines for the energy life. We are where we are for the energy, and we are our medicines is for the life. So we are not the medicines representing the body. Our medicines is not representing the mind. Our body medicines is representing our energy pattern, and we are observing this energy pattern through it is a via media understanding, not the direct understanding, but the via media understanding. So energy medicines represents the physics of the universe. Existence of life in vast universe is only depend on adaptability of law of the nature. If you try to exist, the survival of the fittest comes with your adaptations with the law of the nature. So friends, thank you very much for this your patience hearing. If you have any questions, you can find me at risttth@gmail.com, and then you can connect me at 943102062. This is my WhatsApp number, mobile number, and this is my email ID. If you have any questions, any doubt, you can ask our coordinator, Dr. Anand, also.